Okay, welcome back. So the first step to do is to see the histograms of all the numerical variables, which we call as KPIs in this case. So I'm just going to double click here, and the histogram is going to appear here. So I can have multiple copies of that. I'll see the later on. But first of all, let's see about the age. So I can drag the age here in the data fields, and I have the age histogram here. Uh, Currently, I don't want any variable, and on the frequency tab, I think it's going to calculate the bins according to this data field here, but I don't know if I want to see the age. So first of all, let's see the age. This is the filter. I don't want to put any filter right now. And this icon is the focus mode, so that's how it's going to be looking on the dashboard. Um, Currently, I'm just going to minimize this filters tab. Okay. So this is the age. I can go back to the report by clicking here, but just I want to the color. I guess I can change the color of the histogram somewhere like from here. And I think this is the color here. Yeah. So the data colors are here. So currently I'm not changing them. So what if I want to? So it's all pretty. It's not normal. It does not seem normal to me. So it seems that all the age groups are pretty much equal in frequency. Um, and the binning, or maybe I need to change the binning, but I won't mess with how Power BI computes the histogram. So let's see what this slicing option has to. There are not any filters. Okay, so I mean, I'm just looking at the histogram right now. So this thing is there. So I deselect this. I click another histogram. It's placed here. And in this case, I can say, let's say education years. So I can, so that's not a histogram at all. That's like pretty, or maybe the Power BI is selecting the bars so that the height remains equal. In any case, so this is the bar histogram for that. And I will click on another histogram. And so I'm just going to click here, something like that. And I'm going to put the hours per week. That seems pretty okay. So the hours per week is here. Okay. Um, yeah, so I don't need to, again, I don't need to mess with that. So we'll see what happens with the frequency later on. First, we'll draw all the histograms because these things, okay, so I'll just have another histogram. So in this case, the rate seems pretty skewed as we also saw. Um, yeah, so the main distribution lies in 0.02 million up to 0.48 million. That's like 20,000, maybe up to 48,000. Okay, that's maybe it's split as according to that. So I can't really make any claims about the weight. So the point is that I'm going to go from 0 weight to 0.58 million. That is 58 followed by 4 zeros. So 5,80,000. I don't know what measure of weight is that, but there are quite a lot of outliers after 0.58 million of weight. So we can put a filter on that, with respect to, I don't want to see the outliers, so I can filter out the outliers. Okay, so so these are the two things I have. So I'm left with capital gain and capital loss. So I'm gonna have two more histograms here. So capital gain, and that's a pretty strange histogram that I have. Capital loss. Capital loss seems pretty okay. So when I say the focus mode here, so From 0 to 0.1 million, there's a lot of frequency in this case. So this is like having a this is a very strange sort of distribution. It's a highly skewed distribution. There are lots of missings in between. And so it's not consistent across the bins. And from 0 to 0.01 million. That means that from the gain goes from, so I can try to change this x-axis labels. Let me see if I can change it. Display thousands. So I can do it thousands. So that's like 0 to 10K, 0 to 10,000 are the majority of the values. I think most of them are 0. Uh, so I'll have to see. We might need to filter this out. The capital gain distribution is not good, in my opinion, and the capital loss distribution seems pretty good. So like this. So yeah, this seems pretty okay. I think this is the most normal noise distribution that we have seen up to now, and that's okay. So that's the main thing that we have here, and we want to analyze uh, the gender variables. Sorry, the dimensions. We have the histograms from numerical variables, and here I can say categorical analysis. Okay. So I can have, so this is the chart that I want, and I can drag the education here, and I can drag the education value. Legend does not mean anything. The tooltip is also. Similarly, I can replicate the same chart for all the genders. So we have here native country. You can see the United States is a big it's a big contribution. So maybe we can analyze it separately for that. And similarly, occupation with respect to occupation, you can see that we have some specialty here, which is at the top, and in the same way, race. So we have race against race. Okay. Just to show you the possibilities, I'm not very focusing on the design of the database, of the chart. So relationship. I don't know, I can also in this case. I have this salary with salary. It seems pretty too much for one chart, but I just trying to show some space here and just the last one. Okay, so I can try to just make it better, make them all aligned. This helps the univariate analysis, right? Or something like that. You might need to spend some time with that. I really don't. Uh, in then it should look. In then it should look interactive. That's what is wanted. So whites are more obviously than any other race, and specialty in between I can just punch this and say, well, there's two groups. This are the more important ones. That's it. You can see all of these. In categorical, we can browse through all of them. This way. Okay, so this is for the salary, and this is for occupation. Oh, so we still have some question mark here in occupation. I need to the filter I apply on the occupation to select all but this one. I can put the filter here as well. That is fine. Now I should not be able to see that question mark. It's gone here. You can see. And what you can do is that you can save it and then you can try to publish it. So if I say publish it, so it's going to publish this on the web. So it's going to publish this in my workspace. So I'm going to replace that. So it's going to take some time to publish. So now see it's a success here. So I'll say got it. And then I'm going to now share my other screen with you. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the screen I wanted. So this is the screen I wanted to share with you. So this is my app.poweredbi.com. This is my portal online. And here you can see that one of my previous is already published, so the other is not there. So if I refresh it, so I can go to home and say my workspace, and we don't have currently any dashboards because I've not made any dashboard currently in Power BI. But what I would like to do is that I like to just see the reports here online, so I can share them directly. So I have so this is, you can see now that it's there already. Histograms are there, and I can just share from here directly to other people. And the categorical are also here. So it's working online as well. Okay? That's what I basically wanted to show you. So now we see what the sunburst can give us. So in order to demonstrate this, I'll just add the group variable. So always remember that when we have the string columns, it's always better to have the values in the column which are very small. We don't want to have long names as values in a string column because it's get difficult to analyze at the BI level. So I can first try to understand, for example, I want to see the distribution of the capital loss with respect to gender. Okay, so I'm going to drag the gender here, and I'm going to drag the capital loss here, and I'll see the average capital loss that has been given to me. There's also something that's called a spotlight. So this becomes a spotlight when I click on that. So this becomes like a torch. Okay. And this right now I just go with this. So we can see here this average capital loss is $106 for males, and it's like almost half of that for females. Average capital loss. Okay. And if I want to see that also with respect to the salary, so I'm going to drag the salary here, just beneath that. And now you can see less than 50K and greater than 50K for both the males and females. That's like a sunburst, so it's bursting out, right? So let's see the capital loss: $201, $64, $189, and $36. So the minimum one is like females earning less than $50,000 per annum, and obviously for the males who are earning less than is like 64, and here we have 36. But the majority is for those males who are earning more than $50,000 per annum. They have the maximum capital loss, although there's not much difference between males and females. So the capital loss, the average capital loss per females and males for those who are earning only $50,000 is almost the same. So we can try to couple this up with other things like education and all those things. So let's see how that can happen. Okay, here we assume that we're finding out the capital loss incurred by these segments of customers. So the capital loss could be something which is associated with many things like their education and work class, etc. Uh, so I think it could be related to their marital status or maybe to their occupation is more, you know, it's more likely that it's more related to their education and their work class. Sorry, occupation and their work class. So if I drag the occupation here, just here. So the problem is that I have too many occupations. So I just go back to the report and I can see the chart for occupation, that which one is the maximum one. So the maximum occupation is like, for example, for professional specialty, craft repair, and executive managerial. Okay. So I can select these three and see what happens to the sunburst, which are the most frequent ones. Okay. Professional specialty, craft repair, and executive managerial. So I can go back here. And here now it's time to put a filter on occupation. You can see that craft repair, executive managerial, and professional specialty. That's all I want. Back here. And I can see the sunburst now again. Otherwise, I want to see that maybe I can change the storm theme seems pretty good. I think we can select the theme of your choice, the solar one. It's probably too solar for me. You can, there's a theme gallery also, let us say the title one. This seems pretty good. So the problem is with the values again, so it's a professional specialty. So the majority, so the blue one is for the females and the orange one is for the males. So I might, I just need to go back here to the data view, and in the occupation, I can, so this is in fact the data view for this, but I go back to the report and I go to the data view. This seems, this could be like, I deselect them, I say, okay. And I also want to, I don't know, this values. I don't think it was, maybe it's time to edit the query. Yeah, so I'm back here. I did the query, so I'm back here because I really want to change these values. They're really looking horrible. So, like I told you that we have to replace, right? So, what values do we have? Let us change these exec managerial, exec dash managerial to executive. Okay. So, I'll have to replace values. Exec dot managerial is, and we also have this prof specialty. That could be professional. I can replace prof specialty by professional. Okay. So in this case, I have specialty. Still converting here. Still not converted. no, something went wrong. Sorry about that. I'm gonna get back to you in a bit. Okay, so now I have changed prof specialty to professional, exec management to executive, and craft repair to craft. Okay, so I've done that. I'm gonna apply right now. So every time you want to change the data again, you have to come to this Power Query Editor. That's the game, and then you have to change. You have to change, apply them, and then close and apply. So already it's applied it. Okay. So I'm back here to the data view. I'll come back here. Um, so okay, so recompiling the charts again. So I may need to refresh the data. Oh, so let's check if I have this refresh it again. Just put the samples. We started with the gender and we have the capital loss. So it was basically not showing because of the fact that I had put this filter here. So I'll just remove these filters. With all the filters. So I'll just currently I just have this tutorial, so I'll just do it again. So I just groups, gender, I have the capital loss. So I go for the average capital loss. I have the salary information here. So just this after the green line. So it seems we figured out that when we have more than $50,000 per annum pay for both males and females, these are the guys who are giving me the maximum capital loss. So in order to dig that down further, uh, we can put the occupation. We just create that up, and the occupation I can put the filters. Yeah, right. So it's first all. I can just say, okay, I just want the craft, I want the executive, and I want the professional, which is the top five one. Sorry, top three ones. And I go back here. Now the chart looks pretty neat to me. So again, it's like what's all bundling up images. So the executive males 253 dollars, 240 and 147. Okay, and I can just filter these out based on this condition. So what I can say is that the salary less than is not important for me, just the greater one. Then now it becomes much more readable. Okay. Um, and obviously in that the executives are 253 and the females is 252 and 214. So the females and males who are earning more than $50,000 per annum and also our executives are basically incurring the maximum capital loss. And also we can again we can try to again add more things in this. I think it had more to do with their occupation, but it's also to do with work class. So let me see the distribution of the work class, the top three ones. So private is the maximum one: private, self-employed, and local government. Okay, so if I just focus on that, private, self-employed, not in, and local government. So I don't know what this is. It's self-employed. Self-employed with INC and self-employed not INC. There are two classes, but basically they're more private. So we can try to determine for private and these top 2 ones, for example, or maybe the top 3 ones. So let's see what that sunburst does with the work class. So I can put the work class here, and obviously I need to filter the work class. So the work class is basically set here. This is the work class. So obviously I go for the private one, self-employed nothing, and private organic. So just remain with these. Okay. Uh, so it seems that we talked about the executives who are incurring the most, and amongst these, they are self-employed. Self-employed who are incurring the maximum ones for the case of males. And oh my God, for the case of females, like $634. That's quite a lot. And for the case of males, 391. It's almost half. Uh, okay, so okay, I was just we have the 50K. So we talk to the professionals who are incurring more loss or what? Just read this. 260, 230, 241. So professionals in this case for the case of females, and executives for the case of males. Okay. So executives for the case of, and now if I add the work class, so executives for the case of males. So in this case, I have 391 here. I know 424 here. So that means that adding the work class is basically changing the interpretation of everything. So so basically, right. So now the story is different now. So it's basically the professional males who are earning more than $50,000 per annum and they're not self-employed. They're self-employed. They are giving the majority of the capital loss. And for the case of females, it's the executive females who are self-employed, not INC, who are giving lots and lots of losses, like $634. So in this way, the sunburst can help you realize, can help you, you can do so many things here. You cannot even imagine. Through the sunburst, you can try to understand each and every possible combination of your KPIs. You know, you can uh, you can analyze like multiple dimensions across the single KPI. Let me see if I can. So capital gain. So it's in the average gain. Okay. So in this case, 9737. It's the maximum one given by males who are professionals and not self-employed in this category. And for the case of females, it's almost the same. So the capital gain is almost the same. The females who are professional in this category. So as far as the capital gain is concerned, we have identified the segment which is giving us the maximum gain through some previous background knowledge, obviously. I still have not put in the education there, so we can also link that education, and we can try to explore this in so many different ways that are quite unimaginable. Okay, because we have so many variables. So I can have a sunburst for each of my KPI. Can you imagine that? That might be an assignment that you want to do. So I can have a sunburst for capital gain, sunburst for capital loss, sunburst for age, sunburst for, I don't know. Weight is not important, obviously. It's something I don't want to explain this. And even hours per week. So in this case, even hours per week is important. So if I drag capital loss again, see the average. So I forgot about hours per week. Yeah, so hours per week actually is not string data. So I can't put that in groups. It's actually numerical data. So now let's see what happens here. So who are working the most? So 48 hours per week, 45, 47, 46. So that's again male 50, greater than 50. Okay, so I had the filter on. I'm sorry about that. So I was looking at males. I know I had the filter on the salary one, right? So yeah. Now let's check this out. What's happening here? So 48 passes again greater than 50K, and less than 50K again not very much is compared to 45.5. So there are very different types of patterns that you can extract, lots and lots of things going around. And the native country always US, so I can put a permanent filter that we're all doing everything we're doing for the US. So today we have seen basically how to draw this Power BI sunburst and try to understand everything. So your assignment is to start playing with the sunburst. I just love this chart. I'm going to experimenting with the different charts. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. And